And if you find anyone who tells you that their vote doesn't make a difference, please tell them my story. Please. I won by 1 vote per ward right here in Eau Claire.
Our nation's leaders need to relearn a lesson, apparently, that an affordable, quality education is the cornerstone to American success.
Hello, Wisconsin. Hello, Eau Claire. Gosh, it's good to be back on campus. It's a fading memory, but I remember. The fact of the matter is that the differences among us, the 4 of us, between the president and Governor Romney, these differences matter a great deal to all of you assembled in this room at this university. They matter a great deal to our present and future security. They matter in terms of our economic growth. And they matter, it's clear by now, they matter in terms of American social policy, whether we continue to progress or we go back to the 60s. Ladies and gentlemen, they matter. They matter. They matter for all of you on this campus. They matter for the incredible generation you are a part of and you represent. For you're all about to become the future business leaders, the future labor leaders, the future political leaders, the future of this country. Soon you're all going to be stepping out of this great university and taking your place in the leadership of this country. And the question is, what will you inherit as you walk off the stage, those of you who are seniors, this spring? I want to tell you where we stand as straightforwardly and honestly as I can, and where our friends are not willing to tell you where they stand, but where the record is absolutely clear on where they stand on all these issues, even though they're no longer talking about a lot of the positions they've taken. All of you know, and I know, how the education of your generation and how well you are educated and those who follow you, how that is literally the fundamental key, the keystone to whether or not we maintain our security and whether or not our physical security, as well as whether or not we remain the dominant economic power in the 21st century. We have to be the single best educated nation in the world in order to be able to do that. That is not hyperbole. We must be the single best educated nation in the world. That's why the President and I have said by the year 2020, we are determined that we will once again have the highest percentage of college graduates of any nation in the world. President Obama and Governor Romney have a very different view as to the importance of where jobs are created. President Obama knows creating jobs here in America, keeping jobs here in America, bringing jobs back to America. That's the job of the President of the United States of America. Jobs in America. They propose extending and adding another $2 trillion in tax cuts over the next 10 years for the very wealthiest among us. Let me give you an example. I know it's really important sometimes to get down to a fact, to put this in context. Extending the so-called Bush tax cuts for the top 2%, people over 250. And these are good, patriotic Americans. I really mean this. I come from a wealthy little state of Delaware, very high per capita income. The wealthy people in my state are as patriotic as any poor folks I know, any middle-class folks know. But they're not even asking for this. And they clearly don't need it. Let me give you an example. Of the $1 trillion extending that tax cut cost, $800 billion of it goes to people with a minimum income of $1 million a year. But here's the astounding part. $500 billion, $500 billion goes to 120,000 families. 120,000 families by expending, you're right, by extending just that tax cut. And now the new $1 trillion plus tax cut offered by Romney and Ryan will give a $250,000 tax cut in addition per year to each of those 120,000 families, as well as anybody who makes $1 million or more. Ladies and gentlemen, and this all has a price tag, to state the obvious. Not just what it could do to reduce the deficit, not what it could do to make sure we take care of the essential needs of education, not what it could do for so many other things. Folks, guess who pays for it? You. That if Romney's tax policy succeeds, it will mean a tax increase for every middle-class family with a child, $2,000 a year more. $2,000 a year more to justify that tax cut. Look, folks, as I said, these wealthy people, they're good people. They don't need it. They haven't asked for it. It's not going to change their standard of living one iota if it's not continued. But it will yours. It will. We know the way to create good jobs is the old-fashioned way, from the middle out, not from the top down. So our plan focuses first on education. 100,000 new science and math teachers in the next 10 years. 2 million workers learning new skills through the new economy, through their community colleges. 1 million new manufacturing jobs over the next 4 years. Cut oil imports in half by 2020. Invest in clean and renewable energy, wind and solar. Create tens of thousands of jobs that way. 600,000 new jobs using new technologies to get gas out of the ground. Real and fair trade enforcement. Level the playing field so the world can buy what they want. Product stamp made in America. And cut the deficit by $4 trillion. And ladies and gentlemen, end the war in Afghanistan as we did in Iraq. As we did in Iraq. In a responsible way. Come home, invest in our roads, our bridges, our schools, rebuild our country. America's coming back. We're not going back. We're going forward. And I've got news for Governor Romney. I got news for Congressman Ryan. Gentlemen, it's never been a good bet to bet against the American people. Never. So folks, what America needs today, as much as any time in our history, is a president with a steady hand and the judgment and vision to see us through. And we have that president, and we're going to keep him. President Barack Obama. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.